Show it to him one time. You feel me? The fresh.
Show them the waves.
Yeah, we back. We back.
Are you able to grow waves? Like, do you have waves? Like,
My waves is impeccable, B.
I mean, I
Like
know
my
your
hair
hair is
grows up.
wavy, but I'm just saying, do you like the you know?
Oh nah. Like I can't just like brush my joint. Like nah, I just get the effect whenever my hair curls.
I have a thing, right? I think dudes who you remember back in the day and still now, like who brush their hair constantly trying to get the waves,
Yeah.
like the reason why they're probably thin right here is because they brush too hard on their head. Like they brush way too much on that part of their head.
You used to brush like that?
No. And this is genetics right here. But best believe in 4 to 6 months, according to Keith,
Oh,
I'm gonna be I'm gonna be A1, I'm gonna be back in that
that
thing.
with the fro like it's the 70s.
Uh my stepdad Reggie brought up a good point. He said, so does that mean you gotta take that for the rest of your life? And I said, shit,
It's gonna be a hell of an investment. You feel me?
bruh, take it for the rest of your life. I was like, man, I'm just gonna take it for 4 to 6 months, and then if it works 4 to 6 months and I have my hair, then it starts to thin. I'll just, hey.
You've already 4 to 6 months worth of running through joints. You'll be all right by then.
Stop, don't do that.
Yo, you know what? I apologize. I apologize to the who I need to apologize for that statement.
Episode 56 of This Is the Thing podcast. It's Nick over here in Atlanta, troublemaking Justin in Raleigh. What's going on, man?
I'll take that one. If you get in trouble for that one, like I'll take accountability for that one. So.
Yeah, take accountability. Take accountability.
Yeah. Accountability buddies, you feel me?
Accountability buddies.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy, right? We'll talk about this a little bit later in the sports bag, but so the Last Dance documentary finished up last week, right? And everybody's like going crazy. And I saw the memes like, I can't wait for part 11 and 12, the Wizard years. And it's been funny. And the documentary's over. But like, let's continue to harp on the fact that Michael Jordan thought he was going to be portrayed as a negative person, right? Let's leave that right here.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of watching part 1 of the Lance documentary, Lance Armstrong. That dude was really like, yeah, that dude was.
I got to go back and watch that because I saw that it was coming on last night, but I was also like, all right, I'm not rushing to watch this Lance Armstrong thing because coming off of the Last Dance, I thought Lance Armstrong probably gonna do the same thing and like kind of brush over all the stuff that we really want to know. But
you know what? So far it hasn't. It's the first part is an hour and a half. I haven't made it through the first part yet, but I didn't know that dude was that egotistical. Like he is. Like even today,
he's sick.
Huh?
He's a sick man.
He's a very sick man. I mean, like he is. You could tell age. Like he's. I looked it up. He's like almost 50 right now, right? So he is mature. He's a mature, egotistical guy. Right, so it's not as out there, but back when he was 21, when he was like in the mid 90s, early 90s, when he was coming up, man, that dude was something else, man. That dude was crazy, and I look forward to watching the rest of the doc. It's not as entertaining as the Jordan doc, I think, because our culture we're not as invested in Lance Armstrong. Like we know Lance Armstrong through the what's the yellow band, like yellow Live Strong, yeah. And stuff like that. And I didn't even know he dealt with that many lawsuits after the whole fallout with him doping and stuff like that. But we'll get to that later. I just wanted to bring that up. I'm like, yo, this dude was really a wild boy, Lance Armstrong. Yeah, man. So, well, let me start with this before we get into the topic. How was your weekend? I know we start off with the weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend. We've seen a lot of things out there. We don't have to talk about it because everybody's seen it. It's just let's let that live. Let's let these people live. How was your weekend?
My weekend.
We're recording on Memorial Day, by the way.
Yeah, we had to push it back a day. My weekend was fine. I'm trying to think like what did I do? Oh,
Lila.
Chill. Yeah, went on a little like picnic joint out by there's a lake. Out this way. Well, several lakes, but just found the lake. Went to do a little picnic thing. Cool. Other than that, just chill.
Facts.
Met up with some friends. You feel me? So
Yeah, man, I didn't do anything. I was glued to my couch once again. I mean, look, man, quarantine is the we're still in quarantine, despite what people think. We're still in quarantine. I'm taking advantage of these
yeah,
quarantine days.
down there in Atlanta, the media would tell you, the social media, I'll say, would make you think otherwise. But yeah, quarantine ain't went nowhere. Like this, like I'm not gonna get into it, but this second wave is at the door knocking.
I mean, I'm smiling, but I'm petrified.
I'm so loud.
I'm afraid. I'm afraid because people are, you know, I think people we're getting. I'm not saying we as is both, but like as a society, like we're getting comfortable with this new way of life, and we're like, oh, like what's one weekend out? Like it's not gonna hurt. Hey, man, like
Yeah, yeah.
a highly contagious virus.
I was watching the news around here, and they were saying how there was a big spike in cases in North Carolina on Friday, I believe, and that was like residual from Mother's Day weekend, like 2 weekends ago. So,
So we're not gonna know until
so like 2 weeks from now, when everybody is on, like, yeah, it's gonna get bad. And I think the crazy thing is, um, like you said, for us individually, like I know your work at home and like you're staying out of the way, and like I'm trying to stay out of the way too. Like work, like I'm working from home. I know you still got to go out for work, but like I'm trying to stay low key. But now it's like I think that we had been in it for a minute and we forgot that how quickly it could spread just because other people. And this
people not
weekend is
wearing
festivities, man.
and people not wearing masks either. Um,
Not nan mask. Like we seen some videos. I know I sent it to the group. There was at least 200 people out there. Not nobody had a mask on.
not one in
At all.
sight. But I mean, yeah, I'm not even gonna I'm not gonna get into this, but like it's and I'm laughing because it's kind of like wow, like did any of these people like learn their lesson? Like did we not see what was going on? And it goes you can only say it so many times like wear your mask and socially distance, but it's hey man, let's get on to more optimistic things.
Yeah.
I just had to point that out. Before we go forward, man, I watched Dave. Thank you for the recommendation. You were
Look,
right.
I've
You
been
were right.
telling
You're
you
right.
for
Okay,
like
you're
a
right.
month and a half that Dave is hilarious. Yo, man, I don't want to see Dave. Man, I don't want to watch Little Dicky. Man, you love Little Dicky, man. Like
I mean, that
Dave
I
is
can stand
hilarious.
by all of that.
Huh?
Look, okay, so I put somebody else on Dave, right? And they were like, "Wait, is this really about his life?" And I'm like,
Yes.
so here's the thing. I don't think it's about his life, but I think it's inspired by his life, obviously. Um, I mean, I don't think she was like, uh, it, did Little Dicky really go in the studio with YG and that all happened? I'm like,
His
hmm.
life loosely.
Yeah, and I don't think that part happened. I think that was just a part of the storyline, like
Yeah.
YG, whatever. I mean, I'll let her. If that's what she thinks happened, fine, cool. But yeah, you're right. Dave was good. I still have to start. I know I'm behind, but Snowfall. We talked about Snowfall earlier in our group chat. So
I couldn't remember if I mentioned it on here, but like I definitely want to give the I'm not sure the actor's name, the young man that plays Franklin on
okay,
Snowfall. Yo,
he's good.
I haven't seen him in anything else, and I think this was like his first big role. So I'm sure things are coming, but like he's cold. Like
He bodied it.
yeah, 100%. Like the whole cast,
Mhm.
I think did well, but like especially, yeah, you gotta watch it. Like when you start to watch it, you're like, oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm about to check it out. So also today, going on as we speak, and by the time you guys get this, you already hear it. You already break down the battle, the versus battle. Honestly, I don't think, and we talked about this. I don't care about it because they're
Title let
beefing.
me
They're
know.
beefing within the group, and then I'm just, I love the versus battle, but I don't know how this is going to work. And the topic is really more than just the versus battle. So let me say this to say, Jagged Edge and 112 on the versus battle happened in Memorial Day, and it got me to thinking, right? And honestly, if I had my choice, I think 112 would win. But that's just me. Well, yeah, I mean, they can pull out Biggie hits, and the battle is over.
It's over now.
Exactly.
I would play that first song to say, look, this is no competition.
But the foul, well, not foul, but the crazy part is 112 did a Drew Hill, right? So two of the members were replaced by two other younger guys, like Slim and somebody else, and then they got replaced, and then Q and some other dude got replaced by two younger guys.
Wait, did Drew Hill do that?
Yeah, they were on the Breakfast Club. You remember I sent you the video? It was like a couple of months back. They were on the Breakfast Club. They replaced some members, Cisco and somebody else, and they got rid of a couple of people, or maybe one other person.
Is my man still there, Jazz? The big dude?
I'm not sure. I just know Cisco was doing all the talking. He was doing all the talking.
Per usual.
That's Rob's boy. So that's Rob.
Yeah. They grew up with Rob right up the street, low key.
Exactly. They were cranking out hits in Rob's basement.
Yeah.
But I say that to say, man, we talk about a lot of deep topics. We talk about things that impacted our childhood. But man, we are really the R&B kings.
100%.
If you didn't notice by now, our sleepers 90% of the time are R&B.
Yeah. And even like this week, I threw something different in there because that was literally my thought. Is like people probably like, yo, these are two of the most emotional men.
Like, yo, I love getting into my emotional bag. I'm a Pisces.
Oh my God, it's R&B is the way to go. But
yeah. I say this to say, man, you get on me because a particular artist that I stand for. But what are some of the albums, some of the songs, some of the artists that you feel like are dope to you right now, past and present?
Who's that particular artist? Maxwell?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Maxwell.
Yeah, you go super hard for Maxwell.
I'll be in the front row like Maxwell.
Singing Pretty Wings. Oh man. Hey, so let me say, kind of getting into the music I love, that it does, like, if there were any of the versus battles that I was actually going to sit down and watch, it would be this one, right? Okay. But as you alluded to, like, I think Jagged Edge, like, several of them had like some legal problems. 112, they don't even like each other. Like, it's not. I don't think it's conducive for them to do this like on IG Live.
They don't like each other, and then internally they don't like each other.
Exactly. So, because I say that because for me, like R&B groups, especially like that 112, that Drew Hill, that New Edition, that Boys II Men, like that's my bag. Like I could sit and play tracks from R&B. No disrespect to women, but R&B male groups all day.
That's fair. That's fair.
So when we talk about R&B music, that's where I always start, and I always go back and forth. I understand when people say, like, without New Edition, there would be no Boys II Men. But also, like, without Boys II Men, I don't think we're looking at any of this stuff.
I don't think we're getting a B2K bump. Yeah.
Bro, I sent it to y'all. B2K, Why I Love You.
Yeah.
I forgot, like, that was a hard track.
Janae and Naya Rivera.
Naya Rivera was in it. And it was funny how I stumbled upon it because I've been watching, I told you last week, I've been watching Family Matters on Hulu.
Yeah.
And like the little girl that was in there was a couple episodes, like a little girl, she was like probably like 6. That was Naya Rivera.
Oh, Richie's girlfriend.
Yeah, Gwendolyn.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, you really in that.
And then I put up her Wikipedia page, and it was like, yeah, she was also in the B2K Why I Love You video. I was like, wait, what?
Now I got to go check it out.
Yeah, I went to look at it, and the crazy thing is now if you go back and watch that video, it's a lot of nastiness in that. Especially knowing what we know now, like looking at the interaction between Omarion and Fizz, for them to be where they are now is like.
Yeah, I got to go back here. I had to. I skimmed through it just to see like what, like where Naya Rivera, where Janae. In all fairness, Janae was in the video because she was probably dating Omarion.
Brother. And we say Janae, it could have easily been Mila J because they all of them look alike.
Yeah, look, I love Mila J.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I would say for me, man, it started early. So like growing up, I could not. My mom would not. 97.1. Like
Yeah.
back home, our radio R&B radio station is 97.1 QMG, and like so I couldn't.
Quiet Storm.
Quiet storm, blow the wind. My mom would not let me listen to 102 Jams. She would not let me listen to 102 Jams until like maybe I had to be maybe in middle school when I listened to 102 Jams, the hip hop station. So I listened to a lot of R&B. I listened to a lot of Isley Brothers, Earth, Wind and Fire. We had The Time, like the actual records, The Time, Morris Day, in our basement. Prince, a lot of, and this is before I even know who any of these artists were. Like Anita Baker, like Anita Baker still gets to play in my house whenever I'm cleaning up the crib. That's like Anita Baker is cleaning music for me. Like that's how I get through it. But now, like if I like shift down, like I stand for Maxwell, like Urban Hang Suite, Black Summer's Night, some of his other albums in the early 2000s. Like I stand for those albums. Like Maxwell is the reason why. I'm having a blank right now. He's the reason why. What's the movie with Lorenz Tate and Nia Long? You know what movie I'm talking about? Lorenz Tate and Nia Long.
You talking about Love Jones?
Love Jones. He's the reason why that movie Love Jones was the way it was, right? Like, and dude, first of all, name an R&B artist that could take an 8-year break, a 10-year break, and come back with a hit. Name one.
Beyonce.
Bro, Beyonce never took an 8-year hiatus. I'm saying Maxwell he went into hiding, cut his hair, came back with Pretty Wings, went back into hiding, grew his hair a little bit higher, and did Lake by the Ocean.
Another one of your favorites could do it, Sade.
Well, here's the thing about Sade, right? Sade is a mythical figure. She's a mythical figure.
Yeah.
She is somebody that everybody, you may not even know. A lot of these people that love Sade don't even know her music, but will like stand for Sade because of what they've heard.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Maxwell, D'Angelo. I love D'Angelo. I always say I want to see D'Angelo live. And one of my favorite albums is The Evolution of Robin Thicke.
That is a really great. That's a really great album. I can't stun on it.
You about to hate?
Nah. I just completely forgot about that. Like that album to me, great album. I can't. What do you say?
No, go ahead.
I said I can't rock with you with. I don't put Maxwell or D'Angelo on a pedestal like that.
Are you trying to say I'm Neo Soul Nick?
Yes, yeah, 100%. You know what? that fits you.
Neo Soul Nick.
That is 100%. Yeah, because I feel like when your young lady come over, you probably be like putting on the candles and stuff.
Oh, I got a candle burning right now.
Exactly. Yeah, that's you. Yeah, you got Maxwell playing softly in the background. You probably get into your bag like cooking and stuff.
I mean, I got Bad Habits playing in the background.
Sheesh.
Hey, and here, well, never mind. I can't even use this point because you don't even like this actress.
Kerry Washington?
Kerry Washington. Damn. Kerry Washington was in Bad Habits video.
I
know what I'm saying. I can't pull that out like, aha!
Speaking of Kerry Washington, though, like I had a friend of ours who went to school reach out to me this week, and she started listening to the podcast. she was so disgusted that I'm always like, I don't like Kerry Washington.
It's the lip thing.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. Yo, like it's just like, hey, no matter what character you play, like you have no range. Like, stop.
Well, and you should watch for your own entertainment. I don't care if you think it's. I know we're getting off topic, but I don't care if you think it's is good or bad. Just watch it. Watch it for its entirety. She Hate Me on Netflix. It's a Spike Lee joint.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw it on Netflix the other day, and I didn't realize she was in that.
Watch it.
Because
Watch it.
Okay, I got you. It seems like that was far before her time.
I mean, this is a young Kerry Washington, this is a young Anthony Mackie. The plot of it is in Spike Lee fashion is really weird, but it's very progressive and it's very outside the box. It's a Spike Lee film, and you have to use it in the context of it was made in 2003 or 2004.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna get us back on track with this, but Anthony Mackie is like your entertainment Maxwell. Like, I feel like
no. I no.
I feel like that's your guy.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
That's your guy.
Because okay, I've been compared to Anthony Mackie as far as looks wise for the past couple of years. That's the only reason why his name gets brought up outside of this conversation about the movie. Only reason why.
That's gonna be the first Instagram post promoting this episode is a picture of you and Anthony Mackie.
Picture Anthony Mackie.
Yeah.
Man, I do not look like Anthony Mackie, but I told you before, I've said this story a couple of times on here, probably more than a couple of times. I was at Chipotle, the dude on Chipotle line he said, "Yo, are you Hawk?" And I'm like one of the Hawk players, like Atlanta Hawks? Like, you think I'm just No, Hawk, as in like the character Hawk on the Marvel films, The Avengers.
Yeah.
Like, no, I don't look like Anthony Mackie. No, I'm not. If I would have said I look like Anthony, if I said I was Anthony Mackie, maybe I would have gotten a free Chipotle ball.
You live and you learn.
Living to learn, man. Let's get back on track with R&B, man.
To get back, yeah, like you said, man. I mean, I'm trying to think. For me, my biggest artist, that like you said, that Robin Thicke album is amazing. It's actually funny because we were talking about this. Me and my girl was talking about this yesterday, and I've shared before how she loves like party anthems, like shots, or like no hands, or like anything Travis Porter made, or anything like that, right? She loves songs like that are gonna get you amped up. I am on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, and I love like slow R&B songs. And we were talking about it yesterday, and she was like it's just like you just sucked the whole life out of the room. And I was like, well, not like I sucked the whole life out of the room, but she was
you said it correctly.
Chill. She said, sometimes you pick a song and it just slows everything down. And I was like, I have no shame in admitting, like, I love like sad love songs. Like, bro, like that. If I could listen to that all day and like be in the gym with that in my headphones, working out. You know what I mean?
Man, I remember being a kid and Carl Thomas, I Wish came out, and it was in a white fur coat. Oh, and he did. I was like, "Yo, this man is real." I was hurt for this dude in the video because the context of the song was he links back up with this girl. She has a family, and then she chooses the family over him. And I'm like, when he said, "But what about me?" And he said, "Man, F them kids."
Yeah.
What about me?
Oh yeah. See, and that's the beautiful thing about R&B music is that you can really get off some toxicity in an R&B song because it sounds beautiful.
That's 1,000% toxic. You should never give up your kids for another person. Like, your kids should be top priority. You should not be cheating on your husband. And look, I don't know the overall context of the song, but just from what I gather, you shouldn't have like a side dude from like her perspective and leave your kids for that side dude. Like, that was 1,000%.
Do you realize how awful of a mother we would have looked at her as being?
Oh man, what? But when the video dropped and when the song came out, we were really like rooting for Carl Thomas. Like, we was like, man, I hope she does go to Carl. Like, I really hope she goes to Carl.
Exactly. Look at the way he sings.
Music Soul Child. I mean, we gotta give Music Soul Child his props.
Yeah, 100%. He had another great album. I'm blanking on the name of the album.
The first one?
I think it was the second one. The one that had Buddy on it.
Oh yeah, that was a pretty good album. Yeah, Half Crazy. Was it Half Crazy?
I think so. No, How Crazy was on the first one, wasn't it?
I can't remember. I know the first one he had a big fro, and then
Yeah.
his fro got smaller and smaller over time.
Yeah.
Um, you know what? I think, and I'm fortunate, man. Like I grew up in a household where R&B was valued, and where I had to kind of discover other music like hip hop on my own because R&B, like even today when you listen to a lot of the songs that are out, and it's crazy that they're sampling R&B songs that we grew up on, but like you know that sample. You're like,
Yeah.
oh man, that's Isley Brothers. Oh, like what's that? It's a YFN Lucci and Trey Songz. He sampled Case, and it was he sampled Missing You from Case.
Missing You. I was gonna say a second ago. Like Case was another one. Carl Thomas, Case, Donnell Jones. Like those three right there for a minute had a run where I was like, okay,
I just started appreciating Donnell Jones.
you are a hater.
I just didn't think. I thought he was. Trying too hard for a long time.
All right. I was gonna throw somebody else's name out there and say if we talking about people trying too hard, but I don't want to do that to
uh, Avant or Avant.
Couldn't never get with him. Couldn't never get with Avant.
What he dropped? Read Your Mind.
Yeah, couldn't get with that one.
Wow. Okay. I mean, we got to give props to Usher, man. Usher has transcended.
Kind of the pioneer,
Yeah.
if you will, of like what we know R&B to be today. I think if you look at a lot of R&B acts nowadays, they are Usher's children, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean Usher was, even though he kind of went off the ledge when we were in college with the whole EDM, yeah, like the really poppy stuff. I really wasn't rocking with Usher. He's starting to come back more now to his roots, but like I don't know. But and I get it, man. He was trying something different. Neo.
Oh yeah.
Hands down, him and Terrius Nash, aka The Dream,
The
hands
Dream.
down the best R&B writers of like our generation.
Yeah. Neo has quite a few, like he has quite the catalog.
I'm looking up these lyrics right now. It's so sick because he was so sick for writing.
So sick of love songs. So tired of tears.
Man, this dude said, hold on, let me get my bag real quick. He said, gotta fix the calendar I have that's marked July 15th because since there's no more you, there's no more anniversary.
Oh, don't do it to him.
The fact that he rhymed July 15th with anniversary. Whoo! Flames.
The fact that he came onto the track and said, I gotta fix my answering machine.
Man.
Who has an answering machine nowadays?
And
I feel like something wasn't like written so long ago that like people had answering machines then.
Yeah, and then he said, I gotta turn off my radio, like, you know. In all fairness, okay, people will listen to the radio then, but you know, now nobody's listening to the radio.
Yeah.
What else did he say? He said, I'm gonna keep you equipped in all the best whips. Pay attention to detail, even your lipstick. Ooh, I didn't even know that was on the song, but okay.
I will lie to you, I didn't catch that one.
I didn't catch that one either. I didn't. I catch the first two verses, and that was it. And I mean, but he did Let Me Love You. He wrote some stuff for Chrisette Michelle. I mean, that dude is just like. And then, you know, shifting over to The Dream. I know The Dream is like your personal favorite. That's like who you really like, just fangirl over. Like, I mean, The Dream is just like your you know,
he's that
guy.
He is default there because and I hope this doesn't get us canceled, but like who I did have at the top of my list now is going through legal troubles, and I gotta cancel them as well and get them out of here. You
know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Look, I get it, but you know, you think about it, right? So a lot of R&B, like, and he is that person that who shall not be named, was a product of how the writing was back then. It got to a certain point where the writing was so slick, you didn't know what they were talking about until years later, until we became adults, right?
Yeah.
You're like,
Real subliminal.
You're like, whoa, they were saying that. That was a hot bar, but they were being real nasty with this. But I mean, like, Too Close, the next song.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that was when it dropped. I mean, I didn't know what they were talking about.
Yeah. There was another one that I think kind of resurfaced over the past couple years where like our generation was like, yo, like, you realize what they was talking about? Or
Peaches and Cream.
I feel like everybody knew that was freaky. Somebody hit me the other day, like you might have said this, but somebody told me the electric slide. Wait, no, not the electric slide.
I was about to say.
I was about to ruin a lot of people's. Not the I forgot what I'm gonna have to look it up, but it was like some song that like everybody knew, but it was about like masturbation or something. And I was like, what?
What? Some of these songs, man, they be like Prince was notorious for that. Like Prince was notorious.
Prince was that perfect like musical genius, but he was also like he would get in his freaky bag.
I mean, look, Michael Jackson did Billie Jean, and Billie Jean was basically denying the kid that he fathered.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just it's some really nasty things. But I love R&B. But as far as new R&B, right? Because we always play a lot of the new R&B. Who do you look up to as far as the new R&B that like your go-to?
Let me throw one more person in there that I think we got to give our respects to, especially just talking about these versus battles with Babyface. And like,
I'm sorry, Babyface. Yeah, Babyface.
Brian McKnight. Like,
do I ever cross your mind anytime?
Oh man.
I feel like we're missing somebody. We'll get killed if we miss somebody.
I feel like we're missing somebody as well.
We went down that rabbit hole just naming like great R&B artists that if we miss Stevie, like, and we talked about Stevie a lot on this podcast, people are going to be like, well, you didn't talk about Stevie. I'm like, well, Pam, go back to the other episodes. We've talked about Stevie.
We put Stevie on plenty of mountains.
So. Yeah, I mean, he was literally on our R&B Mount Rushmore, right? Mount Rushmore mountain. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
we're gonna come back to that in a minute. But you said like new R&B.
New R&B. I know for sure. And I can name the artist and the album for you. One person for sure.
Go ahead.
SZA.
Oh yeah. I wasn't even gonna put that up. Like I was gonna lead with Penn Griffey, my man Bryson.
Dumb.
Yeah, because I think he's super dope. But yeah, SZA. Oh my God, Control.
Yeah.
Classic album.
Yeah, it's a classic. Lucky Day has a classic on his hands.
Yeah, I've been listening to Lucky Day more. I think he's getting there. I'm a big Division fan.
I love Division. I still haven't gotten into the new album.
It's fair. Oh, see now. You know what? I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. As you said, new artists. I was kind of like thinking of people, and it's like everything just unlocked right now. Like I got so many, just I want to rattle off.
Go ahead, rattle them off, King.
So we got to go. Snow Allegra.
Okay, Snow. Fair. That's a classic. I mean, I would say classic.
Sinead Harnett.
Okay.
I know I talked about her before. I think you still put her up there. Like her, the artist, not like
her. Sinead.
Her, the king of R&B, Jacquees. I just playing on that one. But yeah, like I think R&B is in a really good spot right now.
Let me rattle off some names. I don't know if you listen to this guy. I post him a lot on my story. Mac Ayers.
Yeah.
Levin Callie.
Yeah.
You said what? And Justin just froze. You froze a little bit.
My bad.
I said, Levin Cali. You were about to say something about Levin Cali.
I really liked his project that he dropped not too long ago.
Yes, Sir, really
Yeah.
dope. Has really two dope albums. Miguel. I mean, we can't forget about Miguel. Whoa. Hold on, bro. You are not going to leave Miguel out of this conversation. He's not a new artist, but
I
I
could
mean,
easily
Miguel is
let Miguel out of this conversation and been fine. Like I feel like to go to your Maxwell point, I feel like Miguel's one of those people. Like his last album was, I thought, lackluster, and I don't think he's really done anything.
Kaleidoscope Dream is
Good album.
great album. I mean, because I feel like you're gonna say LMA, and I'm gonna be like, come on, bro, really?
She has a top 5 joint of last decade. Top
What?
5. Boot
No.
up, not top 5.
No.
No, Nick, I would like
Top 25.
no top 5 of the 2000s.
If you add
or the
2
20.
more to that list, you will fit into that. Top 25.
Huh?
Top 25.
No. Top 5 tracks from 2010 to 2020. Boot Up is on there.
Are you talking about top tracks?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll give.
Yeah. Oh, no. Come on.
Oh, okay. I'll give Boot Up. I give Boot Up top 10.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's not far off. I really personal favorite, Go Link. I'm just gonna throw his name out here because he is he has a cult following, but Brent Fayez. I'm not a big Brent. You like Brent?
Yeah.
I'm not a big Brent Fayez fan.
Yeah.
We said Lucky Day. Aaron Ray. I know we could say Aaron Ray is. I mean, the dude he's killing it.
Yeah, I think you were him initially.
Ari Lennox.
Yeah.
I like Ari Lennox. I think Ari is dope. Sabrina Claudio. Okay, I'm throwing out names.
Checkered Pass. You feel me?
Anything else past that probably would be a stretch. I mean, there's Tiana Taylor, but she's not really a new artist. There's Daniel Caesar, of course. I have to put in Daniel Caesar.
So let me ask you this: how do you categorize like some of those artists or those groups who there's like, let me say, there's some people I think belong in that R&B talk, or I view them as R&B artists, but I also don't think that they are there. Like the internet, right? I don't think the internet is what we stereotypically consider R&B. I think it's like a popish R&B.
They're more of a funk group.
Yeah.
To me, that's how I don't know if you see them differently, but I see them more as funk.
That could be more of an appropriate word.
Yeah.
Because it feels weird putting them in an R&B,
like alternative or something like that.
Yeah, like alternative funk. Like you described it perfectly. But like them, or even if you look at like a John Legend, I wouldn't consider John Legend R&B.
Not now, but especially when he first came out, he was
R&B. When he started, but like now, Ordinary People is an R&B song.
No, it's a pop song. It's a pop song. Ordinary People is a pop song, but like in that was like the only pop song in that album. Everything else is like R&B. Like I really love Thundercat, but he's not R&B. He's like funk. So like there are artists that are singers that are, we could do a whole other episode on singers, right? But like as far as R&B music, I don't think those guys fit into that R&B box because they're bigger than just R&B. But like when it comes to like R&B, man, I love a good slow like R&B emotional. Don't let the dude get cheated on or try to make his way back in the relationship because he cheated, or the girl got cheated on. The R&B vocalist female vocalist got cheated on, or she is leaving the guy, or she doesn't feel valued. Oh, I love that song,
bro. Speaking of which, again, earlier this week, I was going through tracks. Unfaithful by Rihanna. Rihanna's Unfaithful.
Yeah.
Like, to me, it's super underrated.
Yeah. No,
Like, that track
Rihanna,
is so hard.
Rihanna got hurt, man, and this is like I don't know like if this were I'm guessing if I had to guess, yes, she had help writing these songs. But the way she conveyed it and sung these songs is kind of like, whoa, like you felt that. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
dang, Rihanna, like I would never hurt you, girl. I want to be. I'm looking to be in a relationship with her now, but
Whoa,
she
whoa,
doesn't know
whoa.
who I am. She
Hey,
doesn't know.
hold on. I can't let you get that off.
She doesn't know who I am. Is
Okay.
she's my celeb crush.
Okay. That's better.
Okay, let me clear that. Let me clean that
Hey,
one up. She is my celeb
make up
crush.
for my wrong earlier. You feel me?
She is my celeb crush. She is my celeb crush. Rihanna, but she's everybody's celeb crush though, right?
Yeah, she's up there.
I mean, I know she's not. I know SZA is like your girl.
Yeah, yeah. It's like who was that? Saha the other year when they did the ciphers for the hip hop awards. He said, "Hi, Rihanna."
Oh,
Yeah,
she definitely was not listening.
yeah. SZA's up there for me. I'm not gonna lie to you. Her, my girl Elle Varner, who I don't think we've heard enough of.
Oh, I love Elle. I haven't really been tapped into her music, but yeah, I love Elle. Elle is yeah.
Yeah,
Elle is talented too.
yeah, yeah.
Elle is like really super talented, and so I hope she does crank out like another big hit. I'm like of course we just had the verses, so Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, like
Legends.
legends. Those are legends, right? Those are like that's without saying, right? That's without saying. I don't think we're missing anybody or any albums or anything,
So
right?
I'll put this up there in terms of when we talk about females in R&B. This could be a wild statement for me to make, but let me not say I've never understood, but this is one of your homegirls, but like Mary J, I don't put her as high as other people put her.
Oh no, Mary J is. I look okay. So how you feel about Mary J is how I feel about Mariah.
Yeah, well, I feel the same about Mariah.
Okay,
I think Mariah vocally, Mariah Carey is out of this world, but that like everything else, I'm like, I'm good.
I'm okay with Mariah, but Mary J is definitely. I think because of the type of music she was making, and then throughout time she was able to consistently make music. Same thing with Mariah. I mean, Mariah was too. Mariah had some hits. I've never been just like personally like a Mariah fan. Now there are a lot of Mariah fans out there that will kill me for saying that because they think Emancipation and Mimi or whatever that album is called is like the best album ever. But I will say this, man, with R&B, man, it was a period of time, and a lot of people thought R&B was dead, and I don't think R&B was dead. I think R&B wasn't cool, and I think now it's just cool.
Yeah,
It's cool to be an R&B artist, like it was in the early 2000s and 90s and 80s.
yeah, that's real. I think you look at to an extent, I think this is not this person's fault that they're just super talented, but like Chris Brown, I think in our lifetime as we've grown up, Chris Brown has kind of been one of those mainstays in R&B. And because Chris Brown is so talented and Chris Brown can go do like a Winter Fresh Roses song they used for that, the Yeah 3 times or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He could do like pop tracks, and Chris Brown can also get on the track and like he's shown his skills rapping, right?
Like Fine China.
Yeah. So I think because he started out as an R&B artist and then he's so versatile and being able to do other things that it kind of blurred the view of what R&B music was. So you had a lot of artists coming into the game for a period trying to like replicate that and trying to like kind of navigate and be like Chris Brown when nobody can be like Chris Brown.
That dude is a living like as far as musically. I mean, say what you want about his personal life.
Yeah.
Musically, I mean, the dude he's a genius. I mean, the dude like not only just musically, but like as far as like dancing. You remember when Devon used to have that theory about Trey Songz and Chris Brown?
Yeah. Devon would fight people over if you said anything bad about Chris Brown. Shout out to Devon and Tanisha because I know Tanisha be listening too.
Oh yeah, shout out to them, man. Shout out to them. Yeah. But Devon's theory was whenever Chris Brown was down, Trey Songz was up. whenever Trey Songz was down, I mean Chris Brown was just on fire.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to believe that's true because like Chris Brown went through his legal woes and Trey Songz had Ready, and that thing was like the biggest thing out for like a couple of years. And Trey Songz was hot. And then Chris Brown kind of came back up, and then we were like, whoa, okay. All right, Trey. All right, Tremaine.
Yeah.
Your run is over. So I don't know. That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it now. Back then I was enrolling, but like now I'm like, I'm starting to think. And plus, I'm not I really like Trey Songz' ballads, but like I'm not like a big Trey Songz fan either. I call them struggle songs because when he be hitting them high notes, that dude Trey Songz may run up on me one day, right?
Nah, we ain't gonna let that happen.
Yeah, but
let me ask you this though to kind of cap it off. I know we've done R&B before. Mm-hmm. We've done some like influencers, but in terms of like a Mount Rushmore, let's say female R&B artists.
Female R&B artists. Oh,
female R&B artists. Who you gonna put on your Mount Rushmore?
In no particular order, right? I'm doing Anita Baker. I am doing Erykah Badu. I'm really freezing. Yeah. I haven't thought about this. Like I'm doing it off the head.
Yeah, I know. I sprung it on you just.
Yeah. I'm doing Anita Baker. I'm doing Erykah Badu.
Yeah.
I'm doing Aretha Franklin.
Okay.
I personally I don't listen to Aretha Franklin, but I know her influence is heavy in music for years. So Aretha Franklin, and I want to pull somebody out that's like a little newer. Like I want to say Beyonce, but she's not R&B. But
I think she's solidified herself in terms of R&B music.
I have to put Beyonce on there. I mean,
yeah.
I think that's a pretty strong.
That's a strong.
I know people would debate me about Anita and definitely probably Erykah, but like I mean, I think
I respect Erykah Badu. Like I would almost consider putting her on mine too. Like my only question with yours is,
you gonna put Case on it again?
Say what?
You gonna put Case on yours again? a Case equivalent?
No. Would be with yours like. I know Aretha Franklin, as you said, like her influence is crazy. The amount of people she touched, but I would almost consider that more like. I know we say R&B and soul, but in terms of talking R&B, I think she was like a little before R&B, or R&B as we know it. I'll say.
That's fair. That's like trying to put, in a way, James Brown on the R&B list.
Yeah. It's like they laid the foundation, but like not for the R&B that we know.
Yeah. Who you have?
Sheesh. So I
know you wrote it down.
I know. I hate to do it to you. People gonna think I'm just ruthless in how I had mine locked and loaded, and I just sprung it on you. But so I'm gonna put Beyonce on mine, right? I think she's good enough.
The Beehive didn't kill us today.
Yeah. Beyonce. I'm gonna go Whitney Houston. I'm gonna go Janet Jackson, and then. I know you'll appreciate this because this is your homegirl, but I'm gonna go Shaka Khan.
I love Shaka Khan. I was flipping back and forth between Shaka and Anita, but it's like, and then I feel bad because I didn't put Whitney on there because Whitney is I definitely put her on my R&B Mount Rushmore list.
Yeah. She, I think she deserves it. I'm not gonna lie. Well, and then this is the thing: Shaka Khan might be interchangeable for me with Diana Ross. That was like. Next.
I mean, but I understand Diana Ross's impact. I'm not. Let me not get killed by the Ross hive.
I don't know if that exists. So
I don't know. That's a pretty good list. I like it. I mean, you had that. You thought about that. That was a premeditated list. I mean,
yeah. Well, this is the thing. So I don't know. I feel like we got to give the R&B queens that just do. You know?
Oh yeah. I mean, we're talking about a lot of male R&B vocalists.
Yeah. That's kind of where my mind went because. For us both being men, the hardships that the men be going through, I can identify more with. You feel me?
Yeah, like I understood what Dave Hollister was going through.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, pulling out Dave Hollis's name this late into this discussion is sick.
Oh man, you wanna hit the sports bag?
Yeah.
Fine in the mood, fine in my bag.
All right, so we're gonna make it a little shorter sports bag because there's no sports really going on, and we spent a lot of time on R&B, and I actually enjoyed that R&B conversation.
I love that one. Yeah.
way more than I thought I would. But yeah, man. So the Last Dance documentary, it did not air this weekend because it's wrapped up. So we're not going to get any more episodes of Last Dance episode. People, we are not getting any more episodes of the Last Dance documentary. With that being said, Horace Grant and Scottie Pippen, I believe somebody else were vocal. They were angry about this. You said who?
Craig Hodges.
Yeah, Craig Hodges. They were angry about their portrayal on the documentary. And they were mad, and they were upset about different things. I think Scottie Pippen was depicted as it didn't show him in his full greatness, and it did depict him as a little weak at times. And Horace Grant, it did depict him as a snitch, and it depicted him as soft too, because when they played the Detroit Pistons in the playoffs that first year, Michael Jordan told Horace stop crying. And it depicted him it depicted them a little weak, right?
Everybody but Jordan.
Yeah, and look, everybody but Jordan. But is it fair that they are upset about the Last Dance documentary? Although this is a documentary about the Bulls, this is really a Michael Jordan documentary.
Hey, how about I hate to do this with you having introduced it, but I want you to go first because I feel like you're gonna lead with some trash, per what we talked about earlier. So I'm gonna let you go first to get your points off because I'm gonna come through and just fry it. But go ahead.
Okay, I don't think they have any reason to be mad at all, right? They can feel however they want to feel about the documentary, right? But this documentary, from my understanding, was made by I forgot the guy, the executive producer of the documentary, Jordan Brand.
Yeah.
Jordan Brand.
Yeah.
ESPN, Disney, all hands involved in the documentary. From my understanding, there could be more people. But with that being said, Jordan Brand had a hand in this documentary, which means his narrative and how he sees things is totally fair to him, right? And I'm not saying this because I'm a Michael Jordan fan or because I'm standing, quote unquote, for Michael Jordan. But if I make a documentary about this podcast, right? Yes, you can get mad about if I said something out of pocket, but it's coming from my viewpoint. If you want the narrative to change, make a documentary for yourself. Come on, it's like
that's fair.
Perfect example, right? The Fire Festival documentary, right? There were two documentaries out there, right? There was one on Netflix and there was one on Hulu, right? There was two documentaries for a reason. People asked at first, why are there two documentaries? One came from the standpoint of the people who basically got screwed by I can't even think of this guy's name.
Daru, Jeffrey Atkins.
I'm talking about Billy,
yeah. Billy and John.
Billy. And then the other one is from Billy, right? And they're both really good documentaries, but they're both from different ends of the spectrum, and both were from different perspectives. And I can only respect Jordan's perspective because he took the time to have a say-so in it, right? But I will question, and I feel for them, whenever they do a lot of these documentaries, sometimes the intention is not necessarily told about the documentary. And sometimes I don't think they pulled any sound bites out of context. It didn't sound like it because it sounded like they played it through, but maybe the intention wasn't told or maybe it wasn't clearly stated, right?
Yeah.
But it goes back to my original point. It's a Jordan documentary. I don't know what they signed. I don't know what went behind the scenes, but they all participated. They pulled everybody out. They pulled newspaper reporters from like 1985. Like they pulled out old execs. I mean, they pulled out everybody except for Jerry Krause.
Which RIPs.
Yeah, I mean he passed away, but I'm saying like they got everybody to participate in the documentary. They even used old Jerry Krause like before he passed away, like an old interview to weave into it.
Yeah.
And that's just my stance, right? But I feel for Scottie, man, because like, look, you're chilling one day at the crib, everything is good. You're Scottie Pippen. The next day, my nephew knows who Scottie Pippen is, and he has his portrayal of Scottie Pippen as, dang, Scottie Pippen was kind of soft. As we know, Scottie Pippen is one of the 50 greatest players, the 50 greatest players, like in that category.
Yeah.
But like a younger generation is like, I don't know about this one.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of tricky within itself because even if Scotty was soft to have played in the time he played, he was still body a lot of players today because I think NBA players today, with the exception of a few people, are soft.
LeBron.
But hold on. So the levels of like nastiness that we now see post this documentary airing, to me are blaring. But a lot of people aren't going to speak about it because it's Michael Jordan, is this and that. I think Horace and Scotty do have a 100% right to be upset with everything that went on in the thing because, like you said, it was produced by Jordan Brand. Michael Jordan had a large hand in this, so it's going to have a slant towards everything. And I can't discredit Jordan's point of view on any of these things. However, I feel like we can question, like, there's having your point of view, and then there's also painting the picture to where it looks better than what it really was, right?
Okay.
I think when you start to look at, again, I say now that this is all over with, and everything is unfolding, the nastiness that we see. One, you go back to before it was released, like a month or like a couple weeks before it was released, Michael Jordan went on a little press tour and was like, yeah, I just want to, let everybody know that this is probably not going to paint me in the best picture or in the best light, but I had to do what I need to do to get the most out of those guys. So one, you tried to get ahead of it, which I don't think he looked bad.
I don't think so.
The only iffy thing was his quote unquote like trying to push Scott Burrell, right? The way he would talk to him in practice.
He was a bully.
That was a little OD. So I don't think he looked bad. Secondly, we go into episodes 1 and 2 when all this started. Michael Jordan was super upfront with, Scottie Pippen is the best player I've ever played with. There's no Michael Jordan without Scottie Pippen. I couldn't have won these championships without him. So you go into it after those first 2 episodes, we were like, okay, like Scottie's getting his respect. Jordan's paying respect to Scottie. Like he understands that it wasn't like a one-man show. But then for the next 8 episodes, they basically made Scottie look piss poor.
I don't look. Some of that stuff Scottie did to himself.
No, some of it he did. I will guarantee you, yes. Like,
and I'm not talking about the contract stuff. Like
no. I can't fault that man. And it's easy for us to say now, looking at the pay scale and the landscape of professional athletes.
Vastly different.
Yeah, vastly different than what it was back then. And I'm never gonna like question a man saying I'm trying to look out for my family. I'll take these 7 years. What I will say I disagree with him on with that is if the owner does indeed tell you, hey, I wouldn't sign this deal and I'm not going to renegotiate anything with any of you, then you got to chalk it up to the game. You got to play that 7 years and come that year 8. Okay, y'all got me for cheap that first deal, but I want my money.
I mean, he was 30. He was like 31 too. So like, and if you look at Scottie Pippen's career after that, and that's just the teams he were on. Like, I mean, he had a good season with. Let me backtrack on that one. He had an okay season with the Rockets because he was traded to the Rockets with Charles Barkley, Hakeem Olajuwon. They were favored to win the championship, the NBA Finals that upcoming year. It didn't work out. Him and Barkley beefed, and then he was sent to Portland, where he had probably his best 3 years in the latter part of his career, or 2 or 3 years or whatever it was. But yeah, it didn't pan out well. I mean, and Scotty got paid in Houston. He got paid in Portland. But I understand, man. You want to get paid in your prime years. But
That's fair.
and I don't look. I don't fault him at all. The one glaring thing about Scotty was there were times he was very selfish, and that
100%.
time was when in I believe in '94 when
Jordan
it went against the Knicks. I believe it was against the Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals, and he was supposed to. They had like 10 seconds, 12 seconds left, and Phil drew it up where Scotty wasn't getting the last shot, and Scotty sat on the bench. And granted, he did apologize, but that happened, right? That happened.
If anything, like, and I wouldn't even go as far as to say that Jordan was wrong, like, because that's what I think. He built it up. I couldn't do this without Scotty. To end, I believe it was episode 2. He ended it with, "I felt Scotty was being selfish." 100%, Scotty was being selfish.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, if there's 2 words to describe him based off of how he was depicted in that film, it is selfish and emotional, right? I think he was acting very emotional in a lot of these decisions. The decision to not to go back into the game, I understand it, because if I have played number 2 to Michael Jordan all these years, now Mike's not even here. And you don't think you don't have enough trust in me, and like, had Mike been there, Phil Jackson wouldn't have drawn that up for Tony Kukoc. You feel me?
And whoever was it Tony Kukoc who hit the shot?
Who hit the shot? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, he hit the shot.
Yeah.
He hit the shot. I mean, look, Phil and people. I think a lot of it too. And Phil didn't. We haven't heard from Phil on this. I don't think we've heard any negative backlash from Phil. But like, Phil didn't have much to say, and people try to depict Phil as the villain in all of this. Like, he's the reason why. But hey, man, Phil made a lot of right decisions in Chicago. I mean, he was probably one who made the most. He's probably one of the ones that, according to the documentary, made some of the best decisions throughout the entire run.
Yeah, I mean, and even say what you want about Jerry Krause. Jerry Krause put that team together, not just for that first run, but to then go get Tony Kukoc, to go get all these other pieces, Ron Harper from Cleveland, to get them for that second run. Come on, man. Like, you can't disrespect that. I will say this, though, with Horace Grant. I think Horace Grant has a right, too, because the unfortunate thing is your word against Michael Jordan's word. So, like, people are naturally going to side with Michael Jordan, regardless of what it said.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Horace Grant has every right. Horace Grant was like, yeah, he put the story in there about him punching Steve Kerr and Steve Kerr standing up to him. But, like, I wasn't letting Jordan talk to me like he did Scott Burrell. He said, there's plenty of times I pushed back to Mike.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that in the film, right? Like, Scott Burrell, like, if he wanted to just not say anything, that's fine. But we also got to put in the context. People thinking that, like, Jordan's just motivating people and they're scared of him or they're intimidated by him. Nah, bro. Like, Jordan knew who to pull that with and who not to.
Hold on, was Scott Burrell in the documentary?
Yeah, he was in there.
I mean, he was barely in the documentary. Like, they barely talked to this guy. I don't know if he was like a bad interview or like he just didn't say anything valuable, but like
he like the times that they did cut to him, he just answered the question and kept it moving. So I don't think he gave them anything like great to use. You know what I'm saying? He did his job.
I don't remember Ron Harper being interviewed.
I think they had like one clip with Ron Harper, but also I think Ron Harper's a wild boy. Per what was going on, like how he would be gambling with Mike. You know, I feel like they in different tax brackets. Like,
and look, Ron Harper was their starting point guard in the last part of their run. Like, Ron Harper was a legit, like, a really good player. Like, he was really good with it. I believe he was with Cavaliers at first. Came with and then he won a title with Kobe and Shaq.
Yeah,
he was a point
Grant
guard.
won another title with the Lakers.
Yeah, so, and all products of Phil Jackson. But I mean, yeah, I get it, man. They all have a right to be, but I feel like, how can you be mad when it's from? But I get it though, and look, I'm not gonna like just totally stand on his ledge. Michael Jordan has a lot of influence. So when Michael Jordan makes something or does something or whatever, like people take his word seriously. In which he's built himself up to that point where he says something, you should take him serious. But like for those betrayals, it's kind of like maybe I guess a lot of people they're thinking like he maybe had a point.
Yeah, I just think that it's like again, we can't discredit Mike's point of view, or we can't tell him he's right or wrong for his point of view. But also, I think there's still a responsibility to be transparent. You know what I'm saying? Like and I don't think I'm like you. I don't think that they took anything out of context, but I think that they did edit. Like if Horace Grant did indeed get his point of view off and told them like, nah, like Jordan wasn't punking me, like this and that. I think I don't think that would have made the cut. I think Jordan would have said nah, because Jordan is the greatest competitor we've ever seen, and arguably the greatest basketball player to ever play the game. But this documentary highlighted how he will hold grudges and he will use anything as motivation. So who's not to say that he doesn't still hold a grudge against Horace Grant for him coming out and thinking that Horace Grant gave, what's his name, Sam Smith, that information for the Jordan Rules book. And come on, bro, like Jordan Rules is probably true. Like,
I want to go back and read it.
Yeah, I want to go back and read it too. But like, my thing is just the fact that like I can't not. Even if he was like a tyrant, if he was like hard to work with, the end result is anybody who played with him was part of some of the greatest teams ever played, and it's gonna remain that way, right? Like
he pushed people and
he pushed people.
They won 6 championships.
Whether that was out of fear or respect or whatever it was, you got it done. But was it your university president used to always say, you can have anything you want. That don't mean you can have everything you want. So like, anytime people talk about Jordan won all these things, people had to love playing with Jordan. No, they didn't love playing with Jordan. Probably hated it, but hey, the end result was worth it.
I think he is a prime example of you don't have to necessarily like the people that you work with. You just have to be able to do the job efficiently with them.
Yeah.
You don't have to like everybody that you like. You do whatever you do with them, but you just have to be efficient with them.
Yeah.
And I mean, Jordan proved that. I mean, look, Jordan. It doesn't look like Jordan has like a big circle anyway. So
no, that's what I'm saying. I
don't see him hanging with Horace Grant. So I mean,
like and again, Scotty has come out several times and been like Jordan, greatest competitor. LeBron James might be the best all-around basketball player to ever play the game, which I don't think is a knock on Jordan.
I don't think it's a knock on Jordan either. I don't think
it's a knock on Jordan, but then Scotty had to come back and recant that because Jordan called him complaining.
Like, yo, Scotty.
Don't do that. And I didn't click the article, but it was like an interview where they said Scottie Pippen had said that Kobe Bryant did Jordan better than Jordan. I don't know if that was true. If he again, I could see him saying that, and I think there is something to be said for not hearing anything from Scotty during all of this. Right? You heard Horace voice his disapproval. Phil Jackson, I think, has kind of disappeared into obscurity after the whole Knicks debacle.
That was so bad.
Yeah, like I think that if you're gonna hear from like Dennis Rodman, like we wouldn't hear anything from Dennis Rodman. Dennis is just living his life, which I think Dennis is the real MVP of that series. Like Dennis is that guy.
And somebody was like, we got to get a Dennis Rodman documentary. Yo, if you got ESPN Plus, you can watch that because they did that like last year. Like that Dennis Rodman documentary was done way before this Last Dance documentary.
Dennis is that guy, and I would. Let me just say, Jordan didn't pull that with Dennis Rodman, and we're not going to hear from anybody else. Like maybe Steve Kerr, but I think Steve Kerr had a bigger role in the documentary than he should have, just because he coaches the Warriors now. That's
Yeah.
just my
And
opinion.
people know his name. People know
Yeah.
who Steve Kerr is before they know who Horace Grant is.
Steve Kerr is that bridge for the older heads and then the younger kids, right? Steve Kerr might draw the younger kids in because they might say, "Oh, I didn't know that Steve Kerr played basketball. I thought he just coached." But let me say this: two things that I also have loved as a result of the end of this documentary.
Yes.
Well, let me say one thing. One thing that I wish I could get from this documentary is I wish that they had mic'd Dennis Rodman and Karl Malone during that finals matchup.
Oh God.
Just to hear, like, I bet the trash talk that was going on there you couldn't listen to it on TV.
No.
There's no way you can play it on TV.
No.
Secondly, the fact that this documentary, out of him going to shake Michael Jordan's hand or Scottie Pippen's hand after the game or getting on the bus telling them congratulations after they beat the Jazz, just that short period has like brought all this dirt back up for Karl Malone is crazy to me.
I know, right? Karl Malone didn't say anything in this documentary.
Karl was chilling.
And look, it's crazy to think like 20 years, like, or whatever, however it's been, like, what was it been, 22 years? 22 years will bring up just old stuff. And things will like, that lets you know things never die.
Never die. What the people always used to tell us, if you put something on the internet, it's going to be there forever.
Oh, forever.
Especially nowadays where people have nothing but time to go back and just pick you apart.
I mean,
like hold on, let me make it clear that I'm not condoning things that Karl Malone has done. Right? That's for sure. But I also am like, Karl Malone's living somewhere. Like, why are we killing this man on social media again? So much that his son has to come out and be like, yo, like, chill out.
And Karl Malone. I mean, Karl Malone is probably like.
Karl Malone's a wild boy.
He's probably like, what is Twitter?
Yeah.
What is TikTok?
Hey, but you know what? I can't rock with him as a person, but I do respect the fact that I saw an interview when they said, "What were you thinking when you faced Michael Jordan?" He said, "I was facing the Bulls. I wasn't facing Michael Jordan." Like that's real. That's how everybody should be. And like, I wouldn't be surprised if Karl Malone had agreed to be in the documentary, and that's the clip that he wanted to use, and Jordan was like, "Nah." I think that's the overarching thing is like Jordan was going to make sure that this painted him in the best light possible.
Where did that clip come from, though?
It's like an E60 interview.
Okay. I was trying to figure out where. I mean, it's like, was that like, clips from the documentary that didn't make it? I didn't know what it was, but
I wouldn't be surprised.
Man, it was some wild time. I definitely wanted to hear from John Stockton, but I don't think he probably would have said anything crazy.
He was in there real quick. John Stockton was, but he didn't say anything like.
Yeah, I don't think he would have said anything
what they were doing
of interesting or something that would have caused scandal. Like,
I would have loved to have heard from Brian Russell. Jordan.
Oh yeah, Brian Russell.
Jordan did push off. I don't think he pushed off enough to warrant a foul call, an offensive foul call. But like that's what I'm talking about with Mike, man.
He said he was. He said it's like a waiter. It's like a waiter showing a customer to a seat.
And like the thing is, people allow him to get this stuff off, man. People allow him to do it because he's Michael Jordan. Like, bro, there was several points in that doc. One, when he laughed at Gary Payton for saying that he was locking him up. Gary Payton 100% was locking Mike up.
He said, I had a lot on my mind.
Yeah. Come on, man. Just admit that, like, he got you that one time. Y'all won the series.
Yeah, he like Gary Payton. Look, I here's the thing. It wasn't Gary Payton's fault. It seems like it was George Karl's fault. Like, George Karl didn't play the right hand. He should have had Gary Payton guarding, scoring all the points, all of that, man. But he tried to play conservative, and that's what happens when you back in the 90s you play conservative against the Bulls in the finals. But that documentary, man, I would say hands down, probably the best sports documentary I've seen.
Easy.
Entertaining, nonetheless. And I didn't know if it was going to hold up as far as entertainment value, and it held its value. from episode 1 to 10. So shout out to them, man, and shout out to everybody that's upset about the documentary. Before we get out of here, I just want to give continued prayers and a shout out to Patrick Ewing. He was also featured in the doc, former Knicks power forward / center. I saw something that, and let me make sure I get my information right. I saw something that he is now out of the hospital and he is improving as far as his battle with coronavirus. So if that is the case, again, prayers to him and his family. I hope he continues to get better. And I'm just glad he's okay because man, it's terrible what this virus has done to people. And I would hate, to hear that about Patrick Ewing if something were to happen. But I'm glad he's doing fine. So I'm glad he's doing well.
And while we're there real quick, sorry to cut you off, but rest in peace to Jerry Sloan.
Oh, yes. Jerry Sloan, rest in peace. He passed away, Friday or Saturday?
I think it's Friday.
Friday. So, yeah, man, it was 78, 79 years old, I believe. Yeah. Legendary coach for the Utah Jazz. Yeah, man, had some really, really good squads. And former NBA player, I believe.
Yeah.
Shout out to, rest in peace to Jerry Sloan. I was thinking shout out to Patrick Ewing. I'm sorry. Rest in peace, Jerry Sloan. Shout out to Patrick Ewing. I hope you continue to improve, and then prayers to Jerry Sloan's family and friends, and also colleagues. But yeah, man, thank you guys for listening to episode 56 of This Is the Thing podcast. You can find us on Instagram. This is the Thing podcast, the number 2. Again, This Is the Thing podcast, the number 2. You can find us each Tuesday on Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, and then on Wednesdays, our videos drop on our YouTube page. This is the Thing podcast YouTube page. And look, we totally did not name the Friday joint last week, so I apologize, but you heard it, and it was listed in the notes. So if you like the song, you can find it in the description for the episode. But we're actually going to shout out the Friday joint this episode. So you had the Friday joint. What you have?
I had Nate Husser, I think is how you pronounce it. Nate Husser. It was, again, hey, not an ad, but if you guys have Tidal, these Tidal Rising, like there's a rap or hip hop and then the R&B, and then they have like pop and other stuff too. But like that rap and that R&B Tidal Rising playlist,
go.
Yeah. But yeah, Nate, I believe it's pronounced Nate Husser, Husser. He did his thing on this track.
Is it? I just bought another neck.
I just bought another neck. Yeah, sorry.
Jeez, I mean that was just a hard title within.
Yeah, it's a lot of words. It was a lot of words.
But again, thank you guys for listening. And with that being said, man, we'll see you guys next week. Adios.
Peace.
Hopped out the coat in a suit, fuel. I'm lucky like Lou, no flu. Did it, it's too late for you. I'm sorry.